Alright, here it is, the video review for ToyWorld's TW-03 BII, kind of like the Wii down here. But as you can see, it's Bumblebee. And I know that was kind of a letdown to some people. They had this whole mystery of what is TW-03. We knew it wasn't the Throttlebot because those was TW-T03, and the third one has already come out. It was definitely still is in the same line as Hegemon and Orion, and in that scale. Because we know that 4 and 5 are going to be, I can't remember which order it is, but one is Stealth Bomber Megatron, again, probably more in scale with Orion, as well as Ultra Magnus is the other one. And so it's in that same vein, and I know some people, admittedly, Bumblebee here is a weird choice, considering we know there's a Masterpiece Bumblebee coming, but, and I know there's some people who were expecting something like Impactor or Hot Rod, or Grimlock. You know, there were all kinds of guesses. I thought with the whole Solve the Mystery on the 10th, it was going to be Nightbeat. So there was a little bit of a, okay, it's Bumblebee again, when I opened up the package and saw what ToyWorld 03 was. But getting him out of the package and playing with him, it's an entirely different story, because he actually is a pretty fun little figure, and you know, not perfect, but a lot of fun, and we'll show that off here real quick. But here's the basic packaging. There's B on the front and the back. You know, basic ToyWorld packaging. Let's roll him in here in vehicle mode. And there he is. And I love this because he's not like super cartoony proportions, but he does look, you know, he's not super like ridiculous proportions, but he does look like cartoon Bumblebee, which is really neat. Now, he does transform very much like G1 Bumblebee, and not IDW Bumblebee. So there was some talk that maybe, you know, since the TW line seems to be so far IDW based, what with Hegemon, I guess Hegemon's really more of a G1 Megatron, but Orion is definitely based on IDW Prime. The Stealth Bomber Megs and the Ultra Magnus all look to be based on the IDW versions of those characters. And in IDW, Bumblebee had like a kind of more of a rockin' sports car mode for a while there. He was a VW Bug for a while, but he transformed where the hood of the car ended up being his chest and the rear of the car ended up being his feet. And this transforms more like G1, with the front of the car being his feet and all that. And I kind of suspect playing with it, it may be an older design that they already had ready to go, so they put it out. And that's not a bad thing by any means. It's just it doesn't feel quite as, what's the word, sophisticated as something like Orion does. But it still works, though. There's still nothing wrong with it. It's a great little figure. Like I said, it rolls very well, and it's a neat little cartoon bug version of Bumblebee. It looks like it could have driven right out of the old 1984 cartoon. Size comparisons real quick. Here he is with Masterpiece Prowl. And that's, like, the scale's not perfect, but that's really not all that far off on scale. Here he is with the Legends Bumblebee. Here he is with Goldbug, or the United Classics Bumblebee. And again, so he's a little taller, not quite as long, but roughly the same scale there. And of course, here he is with my old, this is the same one I've had since, this is like the first Transformer I ever got, and it's the exact same one. I haven't rebought him or, you know, sold him off and then found him again. This is the same Bumblebee I've had all my life. I think I've replaced that sticker on his chest, but I've had him for 30 years now. But yeah, there's the two of them together. You know, so yeah, it's a nice little Vito bug. It does have B again on the license plate here on the back, and you can see he's folded up there under the bottom. You can see his arms there, and his exhaust pipe is actually part of his gun, which we'll get to momentarily. And actually, before we get into the transformation, since we mentioned IDW and the ToyWorld line in general, there he is with Orion, just to give you an idea. And he scales really nicely with Orion. I really like those two together. So yeah, just to show that off, there's a really quick shot of him with Orion in vehicle mode. And to transform this car into robot mode, it's actually pretty simple. Just take him. The first thing you want to do is back here with the arms. On the wheels, you want to kind of rotate the wheels out, which pops the arms out and around. Push down on the exhaust pipe here, and that'll pop the gun off. The gun, you can see there's a tab up in there right there that fits into a slot on the gun. And then the exhaust pipe, it tabs in kind of like that on the back of the car. So once you pop it off, you flip the exhaust pipe down and you've got his little pistol. So yeah, and then it's just a matter of pulling everything, kind of untabbing everything. You can lift this front part up a little bit, which in turn lets you lift, untab the back, unplug the rear bumpers here, and bring them down. And you can bring this whole assembly right here, lift that up. Now when you lift the hood up, you can see how the legs are in there. Well, it's very important when you fold everything back up. The instructions aren't super clear about this. You want to have them kind of, the black parts going straight back and then up into the roof. You don't want to try to angle them up and curve them. They at the hips they go down and then bend forward at the knees into the front part there. But once that's clear, it's just a matter of, we can go ahead and split the front apart. And you can see a better idea of what I'm talking about. Here's the foot, here's the lower leg, there's the knee bent forward up to the hip. And you'll see that when we straighten it out. Just like that. You can see the difference. You can see there. You can see the leg. That's probably the one part that wasn't super clear on the instructions, is how those legs fold up. So you want to do it like that. And once that's done, you just fold the window down and then fold this panel in. And there's a little tab here that actually snaps into place and holds that, and it holds very well. Holds that foot closed, and then the wheel folds onto the bottom. And it's the same thing on the other side. Get the leg out up here. Fold the window down. Pull that forward. Bring the leg all the way down. Fold the now on the front part of the hood, or the roof actually, you fold this little piece of hood up into behind the windshield, and then the rear view mirrors actually rotate up and hide behind there as well. You can see it, yeah, so they fold up there. They're on a little hinge. And then you come back here. I'm going to maneuver these bumpers, and it helps if you rotate this piece up here a little bit. Get the bumpers around the back part here, because the bumpers, these rear arm bits with the bumpers, go ahead and rotate that some more. They come in, and there's a little tab inside there. I don't know if you see the gray tab on the gray piece that goes into this slot. So you rotate this, lift the head up so it's above these pieces. And then the rear lights come in, and you can see that they fold in, and they snap right around that spine piece. So that collapses that. You can see his head's up here, and then you take the hood, lift it up, or the front part of the roof, rotate it around, and then this little hinge right here snaps in right there in front of his face. And then the arms rotate forward at this pin right here behind the wheel. And you rotate that up. You can see there's a little divot here in the gray that sits over this ridge. So you just bring that up like that. Bring that up like that. And the arm down. And then you rotate this around so the hinge is in the front here. So the elbows rotate front. Because you have to rotate them around backwards to fit in car mode. And once that's done, you just take this piece right here. Got to get around. This whole back piece can come out, which gives you a little bit more clearance to do this. And then rotate, get his head out of the way. Rotate this around onto the back here. And then just fold it down against his back. And then again, this piece normally sits up here. The part with the B license plate, you pull that whole assembly down so it sits, so the bumper kind of sits there right below his lower back. And then this folds up into the back. Should fold up. Should fold up and stay up in there. Inside there's a little clip there behind the wheel that should hold this. There we go. And there's Bumblebee. Oh, forgot to fold that wheel in. That's why he's standing crooked. And it's a really nice Bumblebee. He can hold his pistol. He has wrist swivels here. He's got ball-jointed shoulders. He does have an upper bicep swivel. Very strong ratcheting elbows, which is nice. He's got a ball-jointed head, so he can look up. Not down so much, unfortunately, but he turns side to side and good range of motion up. The wrist swivel, he does have a waist swivel. He's got ball-jointed hips. He's got again, ratcheting hinge knees. He's got a swivel here in the calf, right below the knee there. And then he's got his ankles rotate in and out, so he's got ankle tilts as well as forward and back due to transformation. So you can get a lot of really good poses out of him, which is really nice. Honestly, like, I know there's a Masterpiece Bumblebee coming. I'm sure he's going to be great. I've got him pre-ordered. But this guy is like, I've got a lot of third-party Transformers that, because they're third-party, they don't come with faction symbols or things like that, and I'm okay with that. This Bumblebee, like, it is driving me nuts that I can't find my set of Autobot stickers to give him one right in front of the chest, because this is a great Bumblebee, and to me, he's missing his Autobot symbol, and I've got to find those stickers because I'm going insane with him missing his Autobot symbol on his chest, because he's that good. Like I said, I know a lot of people were not excited at the prospect of having Bumblebee, but he's just as good as the rest of the Toy World figures. He's a little smaller. We'll show off some size comparisons here, but a really neat transformation. He does feel like he's, like I said, he's an older figure that they may have designed before they got into some of the IDW stuff that they brought forward as maybe some filler while they work on Megatron and Ultra Magnus. There's nothing wrong with that. It is a very solid design. It's really neat. It's fun to transform, and it looks like Bumblebee. And again, quick size comparisons. Here he is with his G1 self. Just to give you an idea there, here he is with his Legends self. Here he is with the United Bumblebee, which obviously has the render form Goldbug head. So he's a little smaller than the classics. I'll get some of those out of the way so we can have some clarity on the rest of these. Here he is with Masterpiece Prowl, and I think that looks pretty decent together. Here he is with MP10 Masterpiece Prime. And I think this comparison, he's a little small here. He should be a little bit bigger than that, I think, compared to Optimus. But again, it's a Toy World product, whatever. And I think he scales pretty nicely with Orion. Again, maybe could be a little taller, but I think they look good together. So yeah, quite posable. I know it wasn't the character that everybody's been looking forward to, and if that's not your cup of tea, well, there's other stuff coming down the pipe. But surprisingly fun and solid for what he is. I really dig the transformation. A lot of posability in him. He's not, he's good, sturdy plastic. He's not flimsy in any way. He's just really nice. He's just a really nice little Bumblebee figure. It's driving, like I said, it's driving me crazy that I can't put an Autobot symbol on him until I get those stickers, because that's the only thing I feel like he is missing to be a great little Bumblebee figure is his Autobot symbol. Some characters I don't feel like it definitely needs to be there, but for some reason Bumblebee just iconically has that Autobot symbol on his chest, and I need it. So yeah, there it is, mystery solved. Although by the time you've seen this, this will get posted. At the time of shooting this, I don't have the retail price or any of that information, but this video will be posted once all the information is out, once they've made the announcement. So I'm assuming if you're watching this, you came from the announcement thread that has all of that information in it. So yeah, TW-03 is Toy World's version of Bumblebee, appropriately called B. And yeah, if you like the character, and I know you do, Josh, you can get a nice little Bumblebee. I don't know when the Masterpiece is due out. I think it's this year, but we haven't seen anything of it other than, hey, we know it's coming, and this is out. I mean, done now. So yeah, there it is, Toy World's TW-03 B. Okay, quick random afterthought here. I meant to put this in the video and forgot. There's talk that maybe there'll be a Goldbug repaint of this. I don't know, because I know they're doing that Throttlebot line. This is clearly not the Throttlebot mold just repainted as Bumblebee for this part. This is clearly its own separate thing. But if they did decide to do a Goldbug mode, a version of this, they could, a new head, and with this back piece right here, you can actually, if you don't fold it down like this, if you rotate it around and flip it up like that, you can actually kind of give him that little hood Goldbug had behind his head. So I don't know if there are any plans to reuse this mold. I can't imagine that they won't at least do a cliff jumper out of it, but again, that's up to them. But if they do ever do a Goldbug remold of it, it is possible. It's just nothing important, just a little afterthought. that I meant to stick in the video and wanted to make sure I got in there. So yeah, there you go, ToyWorld's TW-03.